paghahanda sa mga disaster. O, base yan siyempre sa nakakalap na impormasyon. Yung pangangailangan sa healthcare, o yung mga let's say sa bundok na walang patubig, or mga sitio electrification program. Ang dami pang unelectrified na mga barangay at mga sitio. Yung mga barangay health workers ni walang oximeter, ni walang blood pressure machine. That's a situation. Alam naman niyo ko, Loren sa bawat barangay mula 1998. So alam ko yung mga problema ng barangay. So the barangay information network is very important. Hindi lang parang maglista, bahala na, magbarites, ganun na. Hindi. Para i-connect ang problema ng barangay sa kabundukan man o sa karagatan o sa kapatagan, sa bawat sulok ng ating kapuluan, ang problema ng barangay at ipaalam ang ano ba ang kayang ipuno ng gobyerno. Sa DOLE man, kung livelihood, sa DOH man, kung barangay health station, kung kailangan ng doktor para sa bayan, kung kailangan ng classroom, kung nasira sa disaster, yung paghahanda, marami. So it's very interesting. So that's why it was quite lengthy.
So, ma'am, ilan taon na pala na may ganong program?
2020 daw.
So, naging effective ba?
Hindi ko pa alam. Sabi ko, ano yung impact nyo? Yung tinawagan ko yung mayor, medyo alam, pero he said, they want it now. So I think 2020, kasi nag-COVID naman, di ba? Hanggang 2023, halos hindi pa masyadong implemented yung program. So I'd like to review it. Either, I don't know if they can have the capacity to fund it, to implement it nationwide, but I doubt it. Out of 42,000, ayan naman tayo. 42,000. Memoryado na nyo. So, what's that? That's the importance of accuracy. Ayan. Accuracy. Comprehensive reports, you confirm, you vet. In the first hearing, 42,045. And then the next hearing, 42,004. And then now 42,011. Because how can you serve all if there are missing barangays? Anyway, so that was already resolved. So accuracy, whether you are a reporter or a journalist or a senator or working in the executive department, accuracy, comprehensive knowledge, vetting and confirming, and going out of your way to convey the information and turn the information into action to serve our people. That's leadership and that's governance. That's enlightened governance, right? Without information and communication, how do you know what's the problem? Without the accurate information, how will you help? Again, if we have the programs, if it's not adequately, sufficiently, effectively communicated to our people, how will they know it exists? Right? You have to match that.
So, magkakaroon pa ba ng one-on-one sa head ng mga attached agencies?
Yes, I'll have another briefing on PTV4.
Sa PTV?
PTV4, I want to see because I'm the author of their charter, and perhaps DFA and APO, the GOCC on the printing, let's see, because of the passports, because there are alleged security breaches according to DFA, but we could not discuss it in an open briefing.
Ba't wala yung sa APO, ma'am?
Because there could be security issues. Because during the DFA briefing of finance, they mentioned about some possible anticipated security breaches in the passports that are printed by Apple. But that's all I can say because we still have to conduct maybe an executive session or a briefing, but not in an open hearing or briefing this way.
APO with DFA?
With DFA, yes. And also the issue of DFA, as you know, we're trying to phase out, and they should phase out already by next year, the satellite offices that are not manned, hindi mga karir na DFA, kung hindi mga contract of service or job order na maaring walang pananagutan sa gobyerno na sila ang mga nagbibigay ng consular services. Hindi ba dapat nakakatakot yun. Kaya nga may mga nakalusot na ang dami, na higit sa 1,000 na nabigyan ng passport na hindi naman Pilipino.
Ma'am, yung lang sa PCO, sa ngayon po ba effective yung PCO as communicator ng government projects and para tumulong din sa pag-combat ng fake news? That's part of their mandate.
Parte yun ng kanilang mandate, yun ang kanilang mandato. Gusto ko pang makita ang epekto ng kanilang pagpapatupad ng kanilang mandato. Bago lang yung nakaupo ngayon, si Secretary Chavez, kaya gusto ko silang tulungan para maiparating sa taong bayan ang lahat ng maaring itulong ng gobyerno sa pinakaliblib na lugar sa mga nasalaylayan nga. In short, the lost, the least, and the last should receive government assistance through communicating their needs and communicating what government can offer. And it's not just PCO, but kayo, the private sector. Yeah. Learning to communicate, di ba, RG, is half the battle done, right? Because no matter what goods you have, if you don't communicate it to your consumers, to the people in need, to your public, it will stay in a warehouse. And same thing, whatever they need, if it's not addressed in our budgets, in our legislation, in our projects regionally, then wala, there's a disconnect.
So crucial yung papel ng PCO.
PCO at kayo, at tayo. You know, having the gift of communication is really a blessing. Na kaya mong ipaliwanag ang problema at solusyonan ayon sa kakayanan mo. Yan ay malaking, hindi blessing lang, but malaking bagay sa pagpatupad ng inyong trabaho.
Ma'am, kakayanin kaya yung hirit nila na 2-point-something billion
No, they were asking for 1.5B.
additional?
No,
Hindi kaya.
hindi ko kaya. Immediately, hindi kaya. Magpakita muna silang kagalingan nila. Yeah, but we see. I will increase their budget, perhaps for the barangay information network, perhaps for, we see the others. I want to see.
And then ma'am, yung sa APO,
Yes.
ma'am, about the budget of the Department of Foreign Affairs, sabi ng Consular Affairs, ma'am, di ba, 28 million passport holders yung issue ng passport may have been compromised yung pinarint ma'am ng APO. So, doon yung hingi ng explanation.
That's why I need to meet with them, because that's very different from the role of the PCO. They just happen to be a GOCC attached to the PCO. Yeah. So they're already working on the solution on the claimed data issues of the passport issues. So I want them to explain the possible breach if there was. So importante talaga precision, accuracy. Alam niyo sa newsroom yan precision, laser focus, laser precision, accuracy, comprehensiveness. In short, complete staff work. Whether you are a journalist or working in government or an elected official, accuracy, precision, comprehensiveness.
Ma'am, on politics.
Okay, I'm not a candidate.
Nag-start na kasi yung filing ng
Yes,
certificate of
yes.
candidacy. Ano yung masasabi mo dun sa mga returning senators, yung mga nagpa-file para sa senatorial?
Yes, I wish them the best. I'm looking forward to having most, if not all of them, assuming kasha sa 12, in the Senate. And I would look forward to working with our colleagues who were my colleagues before in my past 3 terms.
Ma'am, wala kang concern kasi possible daw na magkaroon ng 3 magkakapatid. Ilang magkakapatid po? Sa Senate, just in case.
It's up to the Filipino people. It's not for a lone senator to decide on that. Nasa botante yan, di ba? Lahat naman yan, kaya nga demokrasya Nasa botante yon.
So, hindi naapektuhan yung image ng Senate as institution. Kasi sabi niyo ba, magiging kamag-anak incorporated daw kung mga kamag-anak.
Again, nasa publiko yan, nasa botante yan, kung ano ang ihahalal, kung sinong ihahalal nila.
So yung kapatid niyo, ma'am, electionist congressman ng Antique.
Antique. Yes, I was there October 1st for the filing of candidacy of my brother, Congressman A.A. Legarda, on his second term with most, if not all, of the, I think 17 of the 18 LGUs, incumbent mayors are with us.
Sino-
Mayors, vice mayors, and all the board members were there.
Ilan ang mga kalaban niya? Senator? Ay, Congress.
May isa yata. But I don't know kung nag-file na.
Si Sandra Ma'am, hindi pa sasabak sa politics.
Sino?
Anak niyo si Alian.
And I'm talking about my brother in Antique. My son is registered in Batangas. We will see until October 8.
May kinukonsider siya na.
My son is 31. He can speak for himself. We will see.
Pero kinukonsulta ka niya, Ma'am Sandra.
Of course, he consults me. But he has his own mind, a very brilliant entrepreneur with a heart for the people.
So, kinukonsider niya pumasok sa politics.
Antabayanan. Let's wait for October 9, then I can speak with you.
May tanong lang po ako regarding the Supreme Court ruling on the farm.
Yes.
Specifically the part that excluded Sulu.
Yes.
How do you think will that impact first yung public services in that area? And then secondly, how will that impact the political dynamics coming to the
Sure.
election?
Okay. First, we know that the Supreme Court decision is final, and it should be, it's executory, right? Okay. That was last September? 9. So, it's not part of BARM. That means their budget does not come from the block grant. They use their ERA, which is from the national government, through the LGUs, and we can now make amendments to help them. Definitely, the transition must not affect each and every tausug, each and every person residing, living in Sulu. So we must ensure the delivery of basic essential services of the province. That should not be it should be uninterrupted by a Supreme Court ruling. So DBM, I'm sure, is very much aware and is prepared for this. So I'm sure DBM would be able to know. We have a secretary who's from Mindanao. She's prepared for this. She knows what to do to fulfill the commitment in ensuring that the salaries, the benefits, allowances of those receiving from government, from the LGUs, will not be hindered or interrupted. And elections, of course, will be held at the same time, and we hope that it could be transparent and honest, peaceful.
Do you think, how do you think will it affect yung political dynamics in terms of the people who are vying for positions in the regional government?
Oh, so they
May mga
cannot.
displaced po bang kandidato?
Well, then definitely they cannot run anymore under BARM, right? Ganun lang yun. But they will still run for the local positions, governor. They'll have their congressmen, they'll have their mayors. Yeah. So that's very clear. It's just coming from BARM, there's a block grant. Now you're out of it based Supreme Court, that's respected. Then DBM will adjust and give whatever is needed for the province. Yeah.
So, Ma'am, sa budget deliberation, you will make sure na walang madi-display.
Oo naman. Yes.
Sa mga taga-Sulu.
Of course.
Mhm.
Yes.
Kasi di ba,
Yes.
may concern na mawala ng trabaho or sweldo.
Hindi. There should be a transition. It's like maybe like a senator, maybe who was appointed, let's say, as a cabinet, no? So maybe there's a transition for the staff who are moved to the executive and not in the Senate. Baka ganon. It's just the payment of emoluments and salaries and benefits will be coming instead of the regional government from the block grant now will be coming from the central or national government. But it's still nationally funded because even the block grant of BARM is nationally funded, right? Yeah.
Kasi ang concern nyo ba, kung hindi ma-address, baka yung mga extremist bumalik.
No, we know that. We know that, and I'm sure, as I said, that DBM had anticipated that, and that was still September, and we will be deliberating on the budget of every government department, whether education or health, agriculture, all the needs. Then we can help them as much and even help them better. In fact, I have a project in Sulu, the Sulu State College. which is urging me to help them to be a state university. And I'm helping because it's in the higher education committee. Yeah. Then I think I built the building for that. And I also have scholars there. Then I have an art and culture center also in Sulu. I love Sulu. It's a beautiful province. So, tutulog ako dun dati sa mga kampo ng rebelde no ako'y sa ABS. No ako'y batang mamahayag at walang takot. Now, before the peace talks, I used to sleep there. MNLF camps. In Holo, in Indanan, Patikul. Nag-overnight ako dun.
Ma'am Victoria po, on the elections po, what should be done para hindi magkaroon ng another Alice go
Oh.
for office?
Hindi sa elections yan eh. Dapat, it's not for May 12. It's dapat suriin ngayon. Paano ba yan? Ng COMELEC, ng PSA, lahat ng kumakandidato, hindi ba? Yung mga may question dyan. Kasi may mga nagsabi na merong ang mga local civil registries na nag-issue ng birth certificate sa non-Filipinos. So, authentic yung documents, di ba? Hindi fake. Tapos, nakakuha eventually ng passport kasi meron naman satellite offices nung panahon ng COVID at saka nagkaroon din sa PSA ng late registration sa birth certificates. Doon ang hindi tamang nangyari. Marami nag-take advantage. Siguro, galing Sina, pumunta rito, di ba, inamin nila, may mga pinapaspy na sila mula 2016 onwards. Tas may late registration, take advantage. They wove their way into our corrupt bureaucratic system, took advantage through money. I'm sure money changed hands, and they got it. So, it's not for the people to decide in the elections on May 12, suriin ngayon. Kailangan kahapon, kailangan ng isang buwan pa, kailangan ng isang taon pa nung pumutok ng isyong ito. So, trabaho yan ng PSA at ng local civil registries na tignan sa mga kandidato sino mga na-issue. Nakikita naman nyo eh. Tapos may nagsasabi nga na meron mga nag-apply ng passport, kunyari PWD, tapos may interpreter. Yung pala kasi hindi marunong mag-English o Pilipino. Halata naman yun. Interpreter kunyari PWD. But hindi naman siya.
Kung anong agencies yung dapat maging proactive and in what way?
PSA, Philippine Statistics Authority and the local civil registries. Sila ang nag-i-issue ng passport. And the local civil registries, I think, are they under LGU or PSA? LGU, but under the supervision of the PSA.
Yes, ma'am. Kasi dun sa hearing sabi, yung local registrars report.
Can I have a copy of the,
mayors,
yeah.
ma'am.
I'll give you a copy of the, sorry to interrupt, of the joint resolution namin ni Senator Tulfo. Yeah. So, because it's our shared advocacy, yeah, we are urging the appropriate committee to inquire into certain local civil registries that reported having issued birth certificates through late registration of foreign nationals. So I think there was already a hearing, but this is another joint resolution that we want I think Blue Ribbon or DILG. I think Blue Ribbon.
Kasi ang sabi ng COMELEC, ministerial lang yung kanilang pag-action.
Exactly. Yes, ministerial sila. So tingnan natin sino. Hindi pwedeng ang mga ahensya ng gobyerno, hindi kami. Sino? Kaya tignan, sino ang nag-file after October 8? Sa lahat ng nag-file, malalaman naman ninyo eh. Pag galing sa political family, alam na ninyo. Diba? Pag alam nyong Pilipino, yung mga medyo baguhan, or maski na, malay mo, meron siyang re-electionist, pero alam nyo na, parang hindi Pilipino. Yun. Ilan lang naman yan. Hindi abot yung 1,000 na kandidato. Diba? Titignan. So, PSA, LGU, local civil registries. Tapos ang DFA, inamin din nila na meron mga nag-a-apply ng passports na hindi nila binibigyan. Na dun pa lang sa window, bistado na. So gusto ko, sabi ko next time, meron kayong pulis na kaagad dyan. Para kasi wala silang power i-hold yung mga yon. Pag dinenay nila, tas umaalis na lang daw, di susubok na naman next time. Buti na lang, alisto yung ibang DFA. Eh kung may pulis dyan, di, arestoy mo na. O may NBI dyan. Kaya hiniling ko nung hearing ng DFA na mag-MOA with NBI, may nakabaon dapat sa mga consular offices ng mga NBI.
Kailan yung mga agencies kasi, kumikilos lang until pukpukin ninyo dito sa Senate.
Kailangan pinupukpok talaga.
So kung yung sa PSA,
Minsan parang silang pagong talaga. Oo.
balak like sa PSA, do you intend to,
Pukpok.
how pagsasabihin nyo?
Okay nga, good suggestion. Padala naman nyo sa PSA yung aming joint resolution ni Senator Tulfo. PSA, DFA. Tama? Akong susulat. Oo. Tapos, itong concern nila, suriin ng dalawang ahensya ng gobyerno, tumulong na rin ang DFA, lahat ng kandidato na nag-file. Ilang kaya mag-file? Alam naman, siguro itatabi nila, kunyari ito lahat ng kandidato, sino yung parang questionable? Malalaman naman yan ng kanilang regional offices. Itabi, tapos tignan natin.
So yung birth certificate automatic na din.
Oo. Tapos baka naman tatakbo pa yung babaeng tatakbo pa rin daw, di ba? Kapal. My God.
Di ba final?
Hindi, dapat hindi payagan ng COMELEC. Diyan nila, because wala na yung kanyang, kinancel na yung kanyang birth certificate, right? But it's proven to be fraudulent.
Pero wala pa daw po kasing final.
Conviction
Kaya
sa
pwede pa.
Kaya pwede pa rin
siya.
Daw, ma'am.
No. Dapat may gawin ng COMELEC para i-disqualify siya. She's been disqualified.
Ano yung dating sakaling may makalusot pa rin na isang Alice Go or this coming election?
Sigurado nga ako, sa dami-dami niyan, hindi naman kailangan mayroon. Malay mo, konsehal, malay mo. Kaya nga, magkaroon sana tayo ng hotline or Facebook page. Ayan. Report foreign nationals who are either in the barangay level or SBs or SPs or mayors or whatever. Right? Report. Ilagay mo yung kilala mo, kapitbahay mo. Dito kailangan ng mga marites. Ayan, sa kada barangay. So, para tayong investigasyon, gagawin ko yan. Ayan, si Barangay Information Network. Hanapin nyo, alam naman nyo barangay, ilang purok, ilang sityo. Pag meron dyan, marunong siya managalog, pero alam mong, lumutang lang ito nung isang taon na or 20 years ago, pero yung mga lolo niya at lolo, wala alam nyo. So, si Barangay Information Network, importante yan. Ang local media, di ba? Gawa kayo ng Facebook page. Tayo na nga. Yan, di ba? Report foreign nationals who are masquerading as Filipinos. Naku, masaya yan.
So, may mga butante rin.
Teka, I'm on Facebook Live pala, di ba? Teka.
Dapat ang mga butante rin maging mapanuri dun sa mga kandidato.
Oo. Kaya lang, iba nga natutunan ng Tagalog Oo. Tapos siguro, tumutulong sa mahirap. Maraming pera dahil illegal ang kanilang source. Right? At saka hindi naman yan kung ilang taon lang 20 years na. 10 years. Kaya nga talagang nabibili. Hindi pwedeng mabili ang ilang mga grupo sa mga ahensya ng gobyerno. Yun nga sinabi ko, napasok na tayo ng sindikato. Dati ang gobyerno, ang proteksyon, laban sa sindikato. Ang sindikato dati ay nasa labas, nagatago, huhulihin. Napasukan na nga tayo. They're in our midst. That's a national security issue. So, according to the DFA, there are a total of 71 suspected cases of foreign nationals who were able to fraudulently acquire Philippine passports, currently being investigated by the DFA. And this was endorsed to the NBI and the PNP for case handling and further investigation. Hingin nyo sa NBI ang status ng case. Yan.
Chinese nationals lahat ng...
I'm not sure if they're Chinese, but foreign national, but maybe. Wala naman siguro American, right? No. Or European. I don't think so. I don't know. So, importanteng malaman yung 71 na yun. Yeah. So this really clearly undermines public confidence in our institutions and government and in places it places our national security at risk. So those who facilitated, those who planned it, those who conspired, and those who helped and aided these acts, they must face the consequences of their illegal and criminal behavior and action. So I don't think, and I think the Filipino people must expose, and we must not suffer in silence and be victimized by another Alice Go. Yes.
Napanood niyo, bigyan po kang PTV. Napanood niyo po yung video ng Al Jazeera, yung documentary na po, na parang niload doon na spy si Guo. And bang kayo ba personally, sa mga nangyaring hearings, convinced ba kayo na talagang Chinese spy si Alice?
Unless I have the proof, I cannot say it with certainty. But she looks like, she acts like, but definitely she is a coddler, right, of illegal criminal syndicates like the Pogo. Whether she was placed here as a spy, I don't want to assume when I don't have factual basis. But definitely she was placed here by criminal syndicates, and she's been coddling them, and she is part of them. But she looks like a spy, acts like one, lies like one.
So magandang may for sumabi yung sinabi ng isang self-confessed Chinese spy.
Yeah.
Espiya din si Alice.
Yes, yes. That's a good lead. And how many more? I'm sure isa lang yung nahuli, isa lang yung hinihidalaan, ilan pa. Yeah. And even in business, perhaps, we should look at that. Yeah, yeah. So, this resolution is very important. And as a senator, of course, we should investigate it in aid of legislation. So what legislation will come out of this? That we will have to assess.
So may wala pang schedule ng hearing ng Bureau 1?
According to Senator Pia, she conducted 2 hearings based on previous resolutions, and she can take this into consideration or perhaps conduct another hearing depending on the chair and come up with a committee report. Give you a copy of the joint resolution. Okay na.